patrons. It's been a wild month, wild week. I feel like I really need to revisit our month on transforming our relationships to rest. But that's not where we're at right now at 9:15, the last day of the month. So we've been digging into transforming our relationships to weight this month, which I'm actually going to carry over into next month as well, because there's just a lot to say. Next month we'll change the focus a little bit. I'm talking about next month as if it's far away when it's tomorrow. But we'll change the focus a little bit to fatness, which is a little bit more of a nuanced conversation about transforming our relationships to weight. So tonight's practice might be a little, or this month's practice might be a little uncomfortable, because we are going to focus a little bit on the places that we really feel weight in our bodies, which when I was very early in eating disorder recovery, that was very difficult for me. I did a lot of yoga therapy, and my therapist asked me to feel into my stomach in different poses, and what emotions did that make me feel, and where did I feel them in my body, feeling into my arms when I was in warrior poses, and what did I feel about the way my arms looked in those poses or whatever, and it was extremely uncomfortable, but it was also some of the most transformative work I've done, to kind of connect with my body, to connect with weight, especially places where I feel like there is extra weight, which is a fake concept anyway. So we're going to do a little bit of that in our practice this month, and just take care of yourself. If you find that this practice is too triggering for you, totally feel free to stop the practice. I want this to be obviously helpful to you, not hurtful to you. And without it being hurtful, I encourage you to test your edges a little bit. In yoga, we talk a lot about tapas, which is this idea of fire driving us towards things that are a little bit uncomfortable for us. So if you can sit with the discomfort, I encourage you to do that. And if you can't, take care of yourself. So we'll get started. Finding a comfortable seat. Allowing your eyes to close. Starting to connect to your breath. Feeling cool air flowing through the nose. Filling the chest and the lungs and the belly. Feeling the belly pull in, the ribs and the chest contract as warmer air flows back out your nose. Continuing to follow this path of the breath through the body. And as we continue to breathe, deepening the inhale and lengthening the exhale. Trying to fill the whole body and expand as much as possible with each inhale. And pulling the body in, contracting as much as possible with each exhale. And as you breathe, noticing if it brings up any feelings, to think about expanding your body on an inhale. Does that idea make you uncomfortable? And if it does, where do you feel that in your body? Are you okay with that idea? And if you are, where do you feel that comfort in your body? And bringing your attention to your body. And specifically bringing your attention to the places where you can feel weight on your body. Places where you feel like you might have a little bit extra, which, reminder, is not a thing. For example, I'm focusing on my belly, and I can feel the waistband of my pants on my belly, which doesn't make me very comfortable. I'm feeling into the backs of my arms, where I have a nice little flap, and that doesn't always make me very comfortable. And when I say those things out loud, I can feel some energy in my chest, down into my ribs. Feels a little bit anxious, a little bit buzzy. And I can focus on that feeling and breathe. Letting my body know that it's okay. So I invite you to take a moment to think about those spaces in your body and sit with the discomfort if you can. And gently turning your attention to your mind, noticing without judgment what you're thinking and feeling. Letting those thoughts and feelings become part of you, part of your body, part of your breath. And with a deep inhale and an open mouth exhale, we'll let go of those feelings and those thoughts. We'll clear out the body of any feelings and discomfort that came up, knowing that if it comes up again, that's just fine. We'll move this energy that we're feeling with our asana and with our breath. So one more time, moving that energy with your breath. Deep inhale. Big exhale through the mouth. Allowing yourself to arrive here, fully present and ready to practice. When you're ready, We'll slowly move to hands and knees, tabletop. And as we change this position, taking a moment to check in again with your body, noticing where you feel that weight. Noticing any judgments you're making about that weight. Noticing any discomfort that brings up for you. And where that discomfort lives in your body. For me, in tabletop, it's feeling like my belly hangs in tabletop, which it does, because I have belly fat. And the judgment that I make about that is that I'm not supposed to have belly fat that hangs in tabletop. So I can take a deep breath. I can move that discomfort energy that's living in my chest and my spine and my arms. And I can remind myself that there is no should about bodies. There is no right way for a body to be. Taking a deep breath to clear whatever we're thinking and feeling. And then starting to move through cat-cows on your breath. Inhale to a flat back, and we'll exhale here. Inhale, the right arm rises, and exhale to thread through. Breathing here, letting that breath move any uncomfortable energy. On an inhale, the right arm rises, and exhale to the mat, cat-cows. Inhale to a flat back, and exhale here. Inhale, the left arm rises, and exhale to thread through. Letting the breath move and clear. On an inhale, the left arm rises, and exhale to the mat, cat-cows. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale to tuck the toes and press the hips to the heels, opening the soles of the feet. I'll share again what comes up for me here. My belly right up against my thighs, which I always thought were too big. feeling that discomfort in my arms, in the back of my neck. Taking a deep breath and exhaling to clear that energy. And reminding myself that there's no such thing as too big. My belly, my thighs, my everything is the size it's supposed to be. And on the next exhale, moving into downward facing dog. Exhale to look between the hands and slowly step forward. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise all the way to standing. And exhale, rocking around on the feet as the arms drop until you find your comfortable grounded mountain pose. And breathing here. And as I've been doing throughout the practice, taking time to notice what comes up for you in different poses. I'm just giving you examples of what comes up for me. But really tune into your body. Notice what you're feeling about your body. Notice what judgments you're making. Using that breath to clear and giving yourself some kind of reminder that counteracts that judgment that you're giving yourself. And on an inhale, arms rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale to plant the hands and step back to a plank. Lowering through chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhaling to up dog or cobra. And exhaling to down dog. Exhale to look between the hands and slowly step forward. Inhale to lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise. And exhale to mountain. Coming back to deep, long breaths. Clearing and integrating with the breath. On an inhale, arms rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale to plant the hands and come back to a plank, lowering through chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhaling to up dog or cobra. Then exhaling to make your way to down dog. Exhale to look between the hands and slowly step forward. Inhale to lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise. And exhale to mountain. Breathing here. Taking a moment to check in with your body. Taking a moment to check in with your mind. Noticing what you're thinking and feeling. What judgments you're making about your body. Taking a moment to deeply breathe. And give yourself a reminder. On an inhale, arms rise. Then exhale. Right foot steps back to a crescent lunge. On an exhale, adjusting the feet and opening the hips to Warrior Two. For a really long time, Warrior Two was one of the hardest for me. I felt all this dangling whenever I was in Warrior Two, and I just hated it. I felt so uncomfortable about it, and can feel that discomfort now in my stomach, in my chest, in my arms. Taking a deep breath and reminding myself that everybody has weight somewhere, and it's perfectly fine. On a big inhale, stepping up to the front, arms rise, and exhale to mountain. Breathing here. If anything came up for you in those poses, feeling the feelings, clearing with breath, giving yourself a reminder. Inhale, arms rise. And exhale, the left foot steps back to a crescent lunge. On an exhale, opening the hips and adjusting the feet for Warrior Two. And because I brought it up in the last side, I'm feeling again that discomfort on this side. So I'll breathe and remind myself that my arms are just fine the way they are. And on a big inhale, stepping back up as the arms rise. And exhale to mountain. Breathing here. Again, noticing what's come up for you. Breathing and giving yourself a reminder. On the inhale, arms rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale to plant the hands and step right back to down dog. exhale to drop to hands and knees, tabletop, and take cat-cows. Inhale to a flat back. And exhale, we're going to come into child's pose. Child's pose used to be another one that really triggered some thoughts and judgments for me because I don't feel comfortable going right over my knees like a lot of people do. Jams up my stomach, right on my thighs. I can't really breathe. So when I learned to go wide knees and arms in front, I found so much peace with child's pose. So if child's pose isn't feeling very peaceful for you right now because of your body, because of that weight, I really encourage you to find some changes, opening the knees, coming up a little bit on the toes, not worrying so much about the hips being back, not locking out the arms, and maybe just resting. Make some changes so that you can find the real comfort in child's pose. On your next exhale, both hands come to the right and the chest sinks back down, breathing into that left side body. On an inhale, the hands pass back through center, and exhale to the left. Big stretch in the right side body. Inhale, the hands to center, and rest here. And on an inhale, bringing the hands under the shoulders and pressing up. And then making your way to your seat. Soles of the feet come together. Inhaling to a tall spine and exhaling to fold. And I'm feeling my belly a lot right now, crunching between my legs and hanging a little bit and on my waistband. And actually, because we've talked about it so much in this practice, I don't feel as uncomfortable anymore. But I do feel a little bit high up in my chest, almost in my throat. So I'll take a deep breath in and remind myself that my belly can be anywhere it wants to be. And that this pose feels just as delicious with my belly hanging between my legs. On an inhale, coming back up, and a few options here. Left leg can come long with the right leg held inside on the thigh, or stack the shins. We're going for that outer thigh, or outer hip, yeah, outer hip, outer thigh. So wherever you feel that stretch, no pose is better than the other. On an inhale, coming to a tall spine, and on an exhale, hinging forward just until you feel that good stretch in your hip, your glute, and a little bit of your thigh. Inhale to slowly come up, and we'll switch. So right leg can come long with the left held inside, up on the thigh, or stack the shins. Inhaling to a tall spine, and exhaling to fold. And I'm getting some feelings around this one now too, with my chin basically strangled by my boobs, which have a lot of gender feels going on around them as well. So, taking a deep breath, clearing that discomfort that I'm feeling in my chest, my hands, and my shoulders. Reminding myself that boobs are just boobs. Inhale to slowly come up, and then we'll bring both legs out in front to roll down to the back. Bringing the knees into the chest and rocking side to side on the low back. And then exhale, plant the feet as close as you can to the butt. Arms come along by the sides. Exhale to tighten the core. And on an inhale, lifting into bridge pose. And on an exhale, letting the hips come down, knees come into the chest again, rocking side to side on the low back. And on an exhale, both knees drop to the right, arms open for a spinal twist. On an inhale, the knees come back through center, and exhale to the left. knees come through center. And making your way into your comfortable Shavasana. Taking any movements or wiggles you need to get comfortable. And then finding stillness. Coming back to the deep, full breaths that we've been taking throughout practice. Feeling yourself expand and fill with every inhale and contract and push with every exhale. Thinking about getting as big as possible to bring in as much air as possible. And contracting as much as possible to empty as much as possible. And as you do this, noticing if you have any feelings about expanding and being as big as you can, and contracting and being as small as you can. And if you do have any feelings about that, sitting with those feelings, noticing where they live in your body, and asking yourself why. Why might we have these judgments about being as big as possible or as small as possible? Feeling your feet, your legs, your back, your arms, all making contact with the ground. Allowing your body to sink into that contact. Allowing yourself to truly be held by the ground below you. And gently turning your attention to your mind, noticing without judgment what's present for you right now. We'll take a deep inhale together. Exhale through the mouth, letting go of all effort in mind, body, and breath, finding complete rest. Starting to bring small movements back into the body, wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes. And when you're ready, rolling to one side for one final moment of rest. And then inhale, slowly pushing up to a comfortable seat. Hands can rest on the knees, palms up. We come to prayer at the heart. Taking a moment for gratitude, thanking yourself for practicing today, for doing this thing that is just for you, your mind, your body, your spirit, and thanking yourself for sitting with discomfort and trying to move through it. We'll end practice by taking a deep inhale together. Exhale through the mouth. Thank you for practicing with me tonight, today, whenever you're practicing. And as always, thank you for being patron.